Okay, who here hasn't been to space? Why? You better not throw up on my ship.
Approaching jump in 3, 2, 1.
These leaks are all for Agatha Coven of Chaos, every single one of them. So obviously, take all of these leaks with a massive grain of salt. The account that's leaking these is a new account, a new leaker on the scene here. But the reason that his tweets and everything have blown up is because other insiders, other credible scoopers have been corroborating some of the things that they've been saying, like, can we get some toast? Grace Randolph has even said some of the same things. So that's why this account has kind of blown up, and some of these tweets that they're talking about have blown up. One of the things that they were talking about, or like that Grace was talking about, was the Miles Gutierrez Riley stuff. Who at the time was rumored to be playing Hulkling, but looks like he may not be playing Hulkling. Grace came out and said that he's not going to be playing Hulkling, but he will be Wiccan's boyfriend within the series. It's just not going to be Hulkling. There's some underlining, a secret agenda as to why he's even dating Billy in the show. So we're going to get into that. That's in the leaks too. Let me make sure I'm on here. Okay, so let's just jump right into what they are saying here for the leaks with Agatha Coven of Chaos. And again, this is all coming from Divinity Seeker. Divinity Seeker is a new scooper on the scene. And this is what they have to say. All right, they starts off by saying, here's where the show really... I'm sorry. Let me start that over. Make sure I just pull the thread, I guess. All right, Divinity Seeker said, Here's all I know about Agatha Coven of Chaos. This is set immediately after the events of Multiverse of Madness, where Wanda's death has unshackled the hold she had on Agatha. Agatha originally attempts to hide, but quickly discovers Westview is rallying behind her as a hero. Here is where the show really deviates from the source material. She has an adopted son, and no, not Nicholas Scratch. Now, some of these things I like, some of these things I don't like. I have issues with some I'm really high on. This is one of the things I have an issue with. She has an adopted son, and no, not Nicholas Scratch, but a boy played by Joe Locke, obviously Billy Kaplan. So it looks like, because I remember when, and I'm going to read through this, but I'm going to be pausing while reading it because I have a lot to say. Over the weekend, when some of the BTS photos came out, or this past week, when some of the BTS photos came out for Agatha Coven of Chaos, and one of them being this one specifically, stuff like this. When this one came out for Agatha Coven of Chaos, and it showed Catherine Hahn and Joe Locke behind the scenes together, and this is shooting. They're currently shooting the show, and from what we know, Joe Locke's character, which we're all assuming is Billy Kaplan, works in the mall. He works at the Westview Mall, and looks like he's adopted by Agatha. So she has an adopted son, and it is Billy. So Billy is not reincarnated with... Well, he's reincarnated, but he's not with the family that he's with in the comics. He is now being adopted by Agatha, and Agatha is going to be his mother. So when I saw this photo the first time, I was thinking, I shared it on my Instagram. So if anybody follows me on my personal Instagram, I share a lot of stuff. But I shared this photo on my personal Instagram story, and I said, why the fuck is Agatha having a conversation? I put this. I said, either this picture is behind the scenes while they're filming, or this picture is just them on set eating. And I was wrong. It's not just them on set eating. This is filming of the show. So this is a scene in the show here. So it brings me back to, at the time I was wondering, because this was before these leaks came out, I was wondering, why the fuck is Agatha having a whole ass conversation with Billy? But now, since these leaks have come out from Divinity Seeker, it seems like it's because she is his mother. She's adopted him. And then it goes on to say, who they both do not realize is a reincarnation of the mythical figure of the prophecy of Wiccan. Agatha is his mother. So, like you just said there, Agatha is his mom, but I guess she does not realize who he is or know what he is, or that he's a reincarnation of, the mythical figure, the prophecy of Wiccan. Then it goes on to say Billy Joe Locke already has a boyfriend when the show begins, and they will be connected romantically throughout the entire series. But he is revealed to be working for Aubrey Plaza in episode 7 and had planned his encounter with a vulnerable Billy who had just come out. Then it goes on and says that Wanda makes a surprise return in episode 9, revealing that she did not die. Of course she didn't. Die after Multiverse of Madness, but was merely depowered, and team up with Agatha to take down the Coven, as they both find common ground as a motherly figure to Billy. See, now that is a huge deviation from the comics. And maybe bringing Wanda in is trying to have some type of deal to where it makes fans comfortable with Agatha. Even it looks like Wanda's going to have some type of pseudo family with Agatha and Billy, where they are both going to be maybe mother figures to Billy. It's what it kind of seems like. And again, it's not something I don't like that part really at all, but it's what they're doing. It goes on to say, Evan Peters also appears in the series as an awkward Ralph Boner who actually is not Ralph Boner. If you guys remember, we talked about that as well. I also told you guys, I think it was maybe last time we talked about the Agatha stuff, Agatha Coven of Chaos, is that Evan Peters would be a part of the show, but the Ralph Boner thing was not going to be a deal. Like, he is actually going to be, from what I've heard, Quicksilver. From what I've heard. But we will see on that. Then it goes on to say Mephisto appears in the finale, but he's not the focus of the series. His story continues elsewhere, and we know where that elsewhere is. That elsewhere is Ironheart. Goes on to say his appearance is merely a cameo with the intention of recruiting Wanda and restoring her powers, who at the last second chooses Agatha and Billy, not Mephisto. And I like the fact that Mephisto's in here. I like the fact that Mephisto's giving Wanda ultimatums. He's teasing Wanda, like, I can help you get your powers back if you do this for me. The same way that he kind of manipulated Wanda when he made the twins pieces of himself in the comics and the source material stuff. So I like the fact that he's in here teasing Wanda, and we're seeing him here, blah, 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 blah. But when they say elsewhere, let's go to that elsewhere for a second. That elsewhere is Ironheart. Mephisto was supposed to be showing, we know Mephisto is in Ironheart. We know that Mephisto, Sacha Baron Cohen, has filmed several scenes as Mephisto, not just for Ironheart, but for some things for Agatha Coven of Chaos as well. Now, it is just a cameo that he's showing up in Coven of Chaos. And he's only showing up to be Mephisto. And when I say be Mephisto, he wants something from Wanda. But in order for him to get that from Wanda, he's first got to manipulate Wanda and have Wanda thinking, bro, I can help you. I can get you what you want. I can give you your powers back as long as you bend the knee to help me. Something like that. We're definitely going to be seeing Mephisto being Mephisto and trying to tease and prod at Wanda. But we also know that from rumor that Agatha is supposed to be showing up in Ironheart, showing up in Ironheart, and is supposed to be a sort of, I don't want to say lackey, for Mephisto, but working with Mephisto. The Hood is Agatha is the mentor to the Hood, from what we've heard in rumor. So take that with a massive grain of salt as well. That's just from what I've heard in rumor, that Agatha is supposed to be playing a mentor figure to the Hood, but she's also going to be working with Mephisto as to why he's showing up in Ironheart. What his motivation is in Ironheart, I'm not sure, but that's just what we've heard there. Then it goes on to say Agatha is not an anti-hero or a villain in this story. She is actually deemed a hero by many. This is a very swift turn to the good side, and she creates a new outfit for herself with hints of purple and silver, and is more of a fitted outfit than a dress. No shoulder pieces. Now, it's cool. I guess we'll have to wait to see what it looks like. I liked her in the dress, but we'll have to, see what it looks like. Then it goes on to say, there is an episode where her hero reputation inflates her ego, and she loses sight of Billy, who is then captured by the Coven at the end of episode 7 because she fails to protect Billy from the dangers of the world. Then it goes on to say, I'm not going to read that part. Then it goes on to say, well, that's the reason I'm not reading that part is just because it has nothing to do with this. This is just deep, the Divinity Seekers explaining why they're sharing all this stuff. But then they go on to say Tommy/Speed does not appear in episodes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait. Tommy Speed does not appear in episodes 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 8, and 9. I've seen the principal photography script and call sheets, so I will assume he's not in the series. Hulkling/Teddy is not in the series either, but he is a focus of Armor Wars with Don Cheadle's Rhodey, which I find fucking interesting. It's interesting that Teddy is going to be a focus in Armor Wars. So I'm assuming which we already know, the events of Secret Invasion are going to bleed into Armor Wars, and that's something that Don Cheadle himself has talked about. We talked about that most recently on one of our topics on the show here. We talked about Don Cheadle saying that Secret Invasion was going to tie into Armor Wars, and we kind of already knew that just from Don Cheadle's Rhodey showing up in the trailer for Secret Invasion, and Nick Fury asking him, how much do you know about your security detail, etc., etc. So we know that Don Cheadle is going to be in Secret Invasion, and we know that those events are tying into Armor Wars. So maybe whatever happens with Teddy Hulkling in Secret Invasion, I'm hoping that they still stick to his royal bloodline being Kree and Skrull. I hope that they do that, because remember the rumor said when we all thought that Miles Gutierrez Riley was going to be playing Hulkling, that they were not going to be playing on his whole Kree Skrull royal lineage. And that's, to me, again, as I've said before, I'll say it again, that's such an integral piece to Teddy that just has to be done, in my opinion. So him showing up in Armor Wars, I'm interested in. It just has to be one of those things where he must be playing somewhat of an important piece in Secret Invasion, to where he is then going to bleed over into Armor Wars. But we'll have to wait to see what's going on with that. Then it says, I don't know if this information is out there already, but Armor Wars is about preventing Stark technology from being weaponized in the midst of the Skrull-Kree war to carry on Tony's wishes, that his tech will not again be involved with weapons of destruction of any species. Then it goes on to say the Coven and Agatha are seemingly bad, but in episode 8, we actually discover that they're good people with good intentions because they do not want to harness the power of Wiccan. They want to worship him. Episode 8 is the musical episode, and Patty LaPone is the leader of the Coven. A musical episode, yikes. But before we even get to the musical shit, fuck all that musical shit, let's talk about this. Them worshiping Wiccan. If you go back up to what Divinity Seeker said about Billy earlier, it was that, let me make sure I have that correctly. It's where he said they both do not realize is a reincarnation of the mythical figure of the prophecy Wiccan. Well, if you guys remember, when I've talked about Wiccan before, talked about the Young Avengers, I often talk about him being the Demiurge. And the Demiurge in Marvel Comics is supposed to be the one. The Demiurge in Marvel Comics is supposed to be the one that is a magic. How is it said? The Demiurge in Marvel Comics the Demiurge in Marvel Comics reshapes magic for how it's used in the present, past, and in the future. So we could be seeing one of these things where whatever this coven is, they know who and what Wiccan is. They know that there's a prophecy about him. He's supposed to become the Demiurge. He's supposed to become this all-powerful being and things like that. Because I would even make the argument that the Demiurge is one of the strongest characters in Marvel Comics. That's just my opinion. I think the things that Wiccan can do as the Demiurge is ridiculous. So when it comes to prophecy, when it comes to worshiping Wiccan or Billy or whatever, that could play a whole role. The prophecy of him becoming the demiurge is why they're worshiping him, and why they understand how powerful he is, where his power comes from, and things like that. So that could be that. That could be one of the things that they're playing on there with him becoming the demiurge. And it's like I said, it's prophesied. It's prophesied in Marvel Comics that figure is supposed to reshape magic within the universe and how magic is used within the universe. So we'll definitely see. And with magic being such a huge thing in Marvel, in the MCU right now, not just the regular magic, but with the way magic's being used, as far as like the crazy magic stuff going on and the crazy cosmic stuff that's going on with that. I think that we could be seeing, again, that whole demiurge conversation where if the demiurge can reshape magic and the way that magic is used in the past, present, and future, then that does make sense for Billy to be coming in as a demiurge in this time period of the MCU, with magic being so prevalent, with the cosmic stuff being so prevalent. So it's pretty interesting. I like that. I do like that. Now that the musical episode, they can keep that. Then it goes on to say, this is supposed to be a twist because we're under the assumption that the entire time that the Coven are out to take down Agatha and Billy. The real danger is Aubrey Plaza, who is a rogue witch. And again, we've talked, Aubrey Plaza is rumored to be the overall villain of the series. Goes on to say, the Coven is a bit of multiverse of madness itself, but not with Marvel cameos, but celebrity cameos. The biggest of which is a famous Disney star who is still a popular artist today, and that is where Selena Gomez comes in. So whatever Coven it is, or whatever cameos we're seeing, again, that's where the Selena Gomez start comes in. So I'll read that over. The Coven is a bit of a multiverse of madness itself, but not with Marvel cameos, but celebrity cameos. The biggest of which is a famous Disney star who is still a popular artist today, obviously. That being Selena Gomez. Again, in the production script, it's not shown who plays them, but it's visible in the call sheets. And again, they didn't talk about it here, but that is where, when we were talking earlier about the Selena Gomez rumors, that is where the Selena Gomez rumors tie into all of this, that Selena is supposed to be showing up in this for sure. Then it goes on to say that the show ends with Agatha, Wanda, and Billy together after Billy turns down the Coven's offer of being their leader. But they claim they will always stand by him. The screenplay ends with the three potentially looking for Billy's brother in their next quest. Now, notice quest is in caps locks here when they say in the next quest, and that being Vision Quest. Then it goes on to say that in Vision Quest, this is Wanda. In Vision Quest, Wanda starts to regain her powers and discover that she never lost her powers, but they were repressed due to trauma and fear of destruction and what she can do. She is really wounded emotionally and is strengthened when with her family plus Agatha. And then they end it with, but you didn't hear any of this from me. So those are some of the things going on there with Vision Quest Vision Quest being tied into Agatha Coven of Chaos. Some of the things going on with Agatha Coven of Chaos with Wanda, Billy, Mephisto, Agatha herself, and just what the show is kind of going to represent, what it's going to be molded around. Now, again, take all of this with a massive grain of salt. A lot of this is subject to change. If the rumors are true and the show has actually been pushed back to 2025, then that means that a lot of this stuff is subject to change. We could see rewrites. We could see, reshoots of things. They are currently shooting, but that doesn't mean that we can't see reshoots of certain things. Or maybe they thought this would be a good idea at one point, but then later on down the line, as we film this, we've done that. Maybe something else takes its place as just a better idea. So we'll definitely have to see what's going on there. But like I said, I like the fact that Mephisto is coming in to be this, to tease Wanda, to make Wanda, to poke and prod at her for sure. But it's definitely interesting. I'll show a little bit of the behind the scenes photos here. And actually, the last thing I'll show before let me show this first. This also came out. This is also coming from Marvel. So the stunt double that plays Agatha in WandaVision released this on her Twitter, and this is a deleted scene, deleted stunt action that they were going to do with Agatha, and I wish they would have kept this in, even though we got some good action from Agatha when she, revealed herself, which was super fucking dope and that the end of that episode when she revealed herself to Wanda to actually being Agatha Harkness and not Agnes and things like that. The cool things that she was doing when they were fighting. I really wish they could have kept this though, because it just, to me, would have added a little bit more of Agatha, but I'll let you guys see this. Yeah, they should have kept some of that shit in there. I definitely did not say it's gonna suck. That's y'all. I didn't say it's gonna suck. I still think I'm still here for it. There are things I don't like in it, but I'm still definitely here for it. The last thing I'll show here is just some of the behind the scenes stuff, some of the behind the scenes photos. The one that we already saw, the one we saw there. Then there's this one here. This is another one. Get that one up. And this is the picture of the Westview Mall where Billy is obviously going to be working. Joe Locke is going to be working or playing Billy and working at the Westview Mall. We've got this one here. Wait, let me get to 3. This is just Joe walking in on set, obviously. There's one of Catherine Hahn, but this was the one I wanted to show too. This is just the one of them in the mall, them still filming. Joe's character Billy working in the mall and whatnot, and etc. etc. So that's really all that's going on there. And for those, because I've had people asking me who is Miles Gutierrez Riley, I'll go ahead and show you who Miles Gutierrez Riley is here. Also, this is who will be playing, who we all thought was gonna be playing Hulkling, we thought Miles was gonna be playing Hulkling, but he's not playing Hulkling. He's just gonna be playing Wiccan's boyfriend, working for the coven that Aubrey Plaza is with, and things like that, and blah 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 blah, and ultimately going to turn Billy over to that coven. So he's not Hulkling, just playing a version of one of Billy's boyfriends. So. But again, as always, question is for you guys. Let me know down below in the comments what you guys are thinking about some of these leaks and things that are for Agatha Coven of Chaos. Some things coming out for Agatha Coven of Chaos. What are you thinking about the leaks there coming from Divinity Seeker? Do you think that sounds like something you want to watch? Or does it sound like I'm gonna skip out on this one? But you have fun with it, Darius, because I know you're still looking forward to it. Yes, I am still looking forward to it. Yes, I have my issues with some of the things going on in it. But again, you guys know, I've said this many times. The supernatural side of Marvel, I adore. Magic, dark magic, witches, voodoo. I love all that shit. And I want to see, but the biggest thing for me, it's not, I love Wanda. Scarlet Witch is one of my favorite MCU characters. It's not Wanda for me. It's even though Catherine Hahn is brilliant as Agatha, it's not even Catherine Hahn for me. It's simply the fact that Wiccan, Billy Kaplan, the fucking demiurge, is going to be entering the MCU. That's what I'm here for. I'm here for my fandom of Billy. I adore Billy in Marvel Comics. I think he is, again, when we talk Young Avengers, I only talk really about Billy because Wiccan is one of the strongest Marvel characters, man. I really hope they play on his strengths in this, and with the whole prophecy thing and everything like that. I'm still here for it. But again, let me know down below in the comments what you guys are thinking about these leaks here. Again, take everything with a massive grain of salt. Things are subject to change. So let me know down below what you guys are thinking.